Well, hello and welcome to KG5, where it looks a little bit sunbaked here in the northern suburbs. A slight breeze this morning. Not too bad conditions for football. Bo Downham in the commentary box with you this afternoon. Looking forward to bringing this one to you via the AFL Tas live stream. Brighton, well, they're not going too well at the moment. Let's see what they can produce against Glenorchy, who can potentially move up to third. All things going their way today. It'll be interesting to see how they can go. Charlie Meadows moving into the middle. Sam Lewis-Johnston, Ewan Dillon. Gardner's in there. Luke Nicholson and Ben Barwick. John Thompson as well. Not a bad day for football. Jonty Howard lining up on the wing against Adam Roberts. Brighton looking for their first win. Glenorchy looking to continue on some strong form that they've had throughout the year to date. They've been a little bit inconsistent, as Baker Smith said during the week, but today's a real opportunity for them to make a statement. So Meadows and Dillon, it's round 11 or round 10 SFL action live from KG5. Let's get it underway with the first throw up, with Dillon with a tap down. Coming through as Barwick. Lewis-Johnston laying the first tackle of the day. He's been in some pretty good form as Sam Lewis-Johnston, averaging 16 disposals and 5 clearances. He's really starting to stamp his authority. Meadows straight back down into the path of Barwick, who Again, is that a really strong in? Meadows flicked a hand pass out to Tremaine. Tremaine, the former Clarence player, tumbling towards the half-forward line for Glenorchy. Jenkins laying a tackle. We'll see a ball up not too far out from the 50. Dillon with the tap down. Meadows fell into the path of him. Barwick with a little bit of speed. A kick inside the forward 50 awaits, and a nice mark is taken by, it might be Josh Hilder. It is Josh Hilder now looking to get them underway with the perfect start. He's kicked 6 goals this year, Josh Hilder, not taking too much time to think about it. And Hilder splits the middle for the first of the afternoon for the Pies. Hilder with a nice mark there, and then the goal looked pretty easy off the boot. Harrison Gunther playing down forward. That's a little move by Josh Arnold and Peter Ryan. I really like that. They can free the man up and see how he is. Gunther, obviously a really, really talented forward back in Adelaide. First blood going the way of the Pies. It only took them about a minute 30, a minute 20 as Mark Tuckett throws this one back up. Tap down was one again from Dillon. He's in some good form in the ruck. Lewis Johnston and Barwick will go head-to-head today, and Dillon spun around in the tackle. 4th for hit-outs in the competition is Ewan Dillon, and that's considering he plays Devils as well, the big ruckman. Meadows. Lewis Johnston was held. Free kick going the way of Brighton. Lewis Johnston just sizing up some options. Kick to this commentary side wing. In there was Arnold. Second attempt diving on it. In fact, it's Roberts. Being stripped of it there was Howard. And it's a nice little settler now for Brighton. Jonty Howard. Kick back inboard. Off to Tremaine. Tremaine wheeling and going. The ball inside forward 50, but standing underneath this one nicely was Simpson. The Deputy Vice Captain, Brady Simpson. Off now to Bailey Jenkins. Jenkins running hand pass back to Simpson, looking to drive them inside forward 50 once more. It's a high ball, and standing underneath it nicely was Baker Smith. He flicked the hand pass off in search of Nicholson. Williams. And in today, the skipper, Gardner, sizing up some options. It was a dicey kick, though. Nicholson, hand pass off. Gunther spun around to the tackle. Hand passed it off, though, to Clark, who's in this week. Ball up, Jade Clark, the only in. James Holmes out. We love the game of Jade Clark. Meadows with the tap down into the path now. Thompson spinning hand pass out to Barwick, and will regather again. Flicks the hand pass off now. Glenorchy looking for their second of the afternoon. Nearly, it's across the face of goal. It'll be a behind. Bringing them back in is Aidan Waller, talented cricketer. He knows all too well about KG5. Not playing first grade anymore, but he had a couple of first grade games, played a couple of third grade games for Glenorchy last year as well. As this kick out wide in search of Meadows. The boundary line will beat them all, and we'll see a throw in. So looking at the ladder, if all things go Glenorchy's way, they could be moving up to third tonight, depending on how the North Hobart Kingborough goes. That's a really big game in the context of the year to try and split even. Only two teams can. Meadows rucked and roved his own football. Hand pass just misfired to Gardner. In there was Dillon and Thompson will get a free kick to drive them inside forward 50. It's a low bullet kick inside, but only two Brighton players stood underneath it. Fletcher Salter into the pocket to Gardner, former Clarence player. Turn midfield ball, averaging 25 disposals and 121 ranking points down the line, but Wiley's there to fly, and we'll see another throw in. Gardner's having a really, really good year. He played the state games, as we said, averaging 25 touches and 9 clearances. This guy is a genuine gun of the competition. Trying to push forward for VFL selection next year, potentially. Meadows tapped down only as far as Thompson. Coming through, though, again is Gardner. Nice little kick along the boundary line in search of the half-forward line, but over the top of a teammate. And Max Lamb will see another throw-in. Tyron Bailey up against his old team. I think he played a couple of games. The number 37, Mason Whitney, out there. He's a gun to watch in the future, as well as Thomas Bierman, best on ground in last year's grand final. Tap down from Dylan. Lewis Johnson in there. Nicely done. Gets the clearance, but he just got stripped by Thompson. Thompson to the running Barwick. The hand pass was a little bit adventurous, but now a little bit of Barwick speed. A kick inside the forward 50 awaits. A nice little sit out and go there for Gunther. Just got upended though. Roberts laying a little bit of pressure. Hand pass spills out to the running Monks. He just gets a clearance kick away, but only premature. Hand pass from Young. Ball inside the forward 50 for Max Lamb. Just got smothered though. Trying to run onto this one is Saavedra. He's against his old side as well. A couple of Glenorchy boys coming over to Brighton this year, and in years gone. So free kick going the way of Max Lamb. Is a known goal kicker, averaging 2 goals a game. 19 for the year. Looking to continue on some really good form for the Robins. Max Lamb with an opportunity to bring it back to a point. Crosses the arc of 50. And he shanks it to the right, or left side rather. First score of the day for Brighton. Abby Genders in the goals. Wiley had a fullback looking for a release kick down the line to a genuine 101. Baker Smith and also Bone. Bone won the battle and won the day. Howard with another ball inside forward 50. Flying from the side though was Max Lamb. In there was Whitford. Flicked the hand pass back and retreated out now to McNamara. McNamara's kick hugging this boundary line. A pack forms and a pack crashes, but running onto this one now is Blowfield. Centering ball inside forward 50 for Gunther across the side. Running onto this one though is Gulliver. Harrison Gunther with ball in hands. Looks like he's pretty set on going for goal. This move down forward might just mean another avenue to goal for Glenorchy. Already got one this year. Harrison Gunther looking for his second goal of the year. He gives it an almighty roost. It's swinging back, but not quite enough. Flick back inboard. Blowfield danced around a couple. Stripping him was Waller. Alome's a known goal kicker. Spun around to the tackle. Flicked it out now. Running onto it, though, is Jake Beams. Jake Beams. He's a star of this competition, this young man. Although it's going to be recalled, and we're going to do it all again at only 16 years of age. Jake Beams has got the world at his feet. This kid is a genuine superstar for Glenorchy, and he goes again. He makes no mistake of it. Beams gets his first of the day. Glenorchy's second. This kid is one to watch. He wanted to open up the angle the first time, but umpire said no, he'll be recalled, and then he did it all again, Jake Beams. He's a crafty forward and a talent to watch for years to come for Glenorchy and possibly the Devils. Couple of young players on display today. Gulliver and Beams and Dillon and Clark and Barwick, as well as Whitney and Beam are the ones to watch for mine from Brighton. Either ruckman getting a tap down decisively. Meadows rips it out of the ruck and then sends them forward. Stumbling ball forward. Young tapped it into the path of McNamara. Nice little spike on though, was good from Thomas Bierman. Right on cue, the young man. Ball up. Inside forward 50 for Brighton, searching for their first. Or maybe a free kick. Rather, into the pocket. Glenorchy goes. A weighted kick and a nicely weighted kick at that to Clark. Barwick. Enthusiastic ball movement. He just danced around him. Glenorchy, this is really good. The centering kick to Nicholson. They're in no man's land at the moment. Brighton and alarms. That is what you call champagne football from Glenorchy. Not sure if we can get it on the replay how they started off. That is brilliant football. Bryce Holmes, 23 this year. 23 goals, I should say, next to his name, averaging 2. And a couple of score involvements. Bryce Holmes as well is one to watch. He's a known goal kicker and makes no mistake of that. That is absolutely brilliant. As you can see here, Barwick, you can see it on the replay. Danced around one. That little 9-iron chip over to Nicholson. And then the unselfish thing, he could have even went over the top to Jake Beams if he wanted to, Bryce Holmes. As we said, that is visual chocolate. Back into the middle now. Brighton on the back foot early. 3 goals straight. Dillon with a tap down. Meadows is in there. Lewis Johnston trying to flick this one out. Meadows with a nice pickup and trickle towards the half forward line. Soccering it out though is Wiley. 1-2. Punch in board. Finds Cody Morgan with a little bit of time and space to chip one out now. And they go forward once more. Arnold in a one-on-one. Spinning around though is Max Lamb. A tumbling ball forward. Coming on to meet this one is Hayden. Working in the phone booth at the moment. Glenorchy in their defensive area. Arnold's pushed underneath it. And it's out on the full. So a free kick going the way of Brighton and way of Jack Hills. Jack Hills with the check side kick. And Brighton get their first of the afternoon with a nifty little check side up. '18th in the league for chasers is Jack Hills. That's elite standard. He run down and tackle, so he's a small pressure forward by the sounds of it. Just brings it back to 12 points. Nothing to be worried about yet if you're Brighton. So Jacob Young now moves into the ruck, another former Clarence player. Not from last year or the year before, he's been at Brighton for a little bit now. Gunther moving into the ruck. Barwick again, sock it off the turf though nicely from Tremaine as they drive themselves inside forward 50, but Arnold with an intercept mark. Thompson. Callum Thompson rather sizing up his options. We wanted to go to the hand pass, but he had a man on. Wiley. Out to Jack Mayles. Mayles kick into the corridor. Just on the eve of it to Simpson. Simpson's kick hugging the boundary line. Nice lead out there from Alomes at home. They've got Baker Smith and Jake Beams if they want to go to it. Alomes with that inside forward 50 kick, but it eluded them, and a nice intercept mark taken by Salter. Fletcher Salter. Dicey kick. It made Hugh Williams work a lot for it, or rather Lewis Johnston. This kick down the line was Just cut off in time by Tyrone Bailey, but Males was good to regather. Males hand pass in the middle to Arnold. Better build up from Glenorchy. Beams stood at the back. Gunther flew, but Beams stood on the ground and gets his seconds. This kid is an absolute superstar, Jake Beams. He's already got 2. You can have a look at it here. They all flew. In fact, it might have been Baker Smith. Beams with a little bit of forward craft. He comes from good football stock. This might just be a day out for Jake Beams. Gunther back into the middle now. I think it's that second ruckman, no Josh Meredith. So it'll be Dylan and Gunther doing ruck battle. Gunther straight down the throat of Lewis Johnson. Nice clearance for Brighton to send them forward once more. Just eluding Bierman. Nice little dance around from Bierman. Centering ball was just cut off though from Wiley. And this is where they might be able to rebound. This guy is a brilliant field kick. Keegan Wiley. Benny Barwick. Back to Wiley. The hand pass was dicey. They might make them work for it now. Lamb. Last sign goalkeeper, though, was Arnold. The coach's kick just in line to Meredith. Wiley. And now hitting up Josh Hilda coming across from North Hobart. Hilda. Out in front of Baker Smith. Put the 1 mid out, but didn't get to it. Gardner. Scrubby kick in the middle of the ground. Might just get turned over. Males. And now Tremaine in the tackle. Or dump tackle, the umpire deemed. Tremaine wheeling around Nicholson. A little bit of speed was needed, and that was exactly what he did. A nice body work it was, though, from Simpson. Off to the running Arnold. Arnold's kick down the line to Beams. Oh, Nuss. Beams further afield. So Wheeling go inside forward 50 again. Glenorchy into the pocket. Coming out to meet it is Hilda. Danced around one. Hilda! He might have been out of bounds though. That would have made some sort of goal from Josh Hilda if he wasn't out of bounds. Umpire Brendan Cook to throw this one in. Young. Good use of the body on Gunther in the ruck. Out now to Jenkins. Gulliver, another one of these young crops coming through for Glenorchy. Jenkins and again with a high up and under, and Alomes with 2 grabs of it. Already got 1. Bryce Alomes. Started off in good goal kicking fashion in the state games. Bryce Alomes looking for his second of the afternoon. And again, he's in search of another bag full against Brighton. It's a simple kick. He makes it look even simpler, does Bryce Alomes. Glenorchy, 5 first quarter goals already. Back in board now. Young with a rip out of the ruck, a spiking hand pass forward, but just cut off in the end from Males off half back, but streaming through nicely, coming through with it for Brighton. It might have been Zachary Evans-Fenton. So Isaac Manson's moved to the back line, it looks, this year. He was playing predominantly down forward. Looks like him and Gunther might have swapped a little bit. I really like that move as Manson goes and gets it now. A bit of mileage and then pops a long one down the line. Spoil from Waller was good. Aiden Waller. Paul Kennedy coaching against his old side today. Jathan Poulsen against his old side. Again, a little bit of rivalry between these two teams. Young. Out now to Hills in the middle, the number 3. Not much height on him. Dillon and Young again. That's a good ruck battle to watch for mine. Young straight into the path of Gardner. That silver service, and even more so, if we're talking about silver service, Darcy Gardner's heard that and provided that to Max Lamb. It all started with a tap down. And now Max Lamb looking to make Glenorchy pay. Again, he's a known goal kicker, averaging 2 a game, 5 score involvements. He's one to watch today if Brighton are any chance. Max Lamb searching for his 20th goal of the year. He shanked one out in the full before, or rather for a behind, and now that's 2 behinds to Max Lamb. Wiley. Sammy McNamara. Skill with him. McNamara's kicked this outer side in search of Jenkins. The kick wasn't brilliant though. Gardner wearing him like a glove. Now again, so swift for the pick up below the knees, and the hand pass inboard was dicey off to Manson. Got a foot to it. Barwick again. This guy is really starting to get involved today. Clark with the ball towards Hilda. Coming through to meet it though was Williams. Flicked the hand pass back inboard to Meadows. Meadows to Waller. Danced around one. Did well. Hilda was chasing him. A nice shepherd from a teammate allowed him to get a kick away in the nick of time. Tumbling ball out to Brady Hayden and again Jade Clark. Really good throw in from the umpire. Meadows. Thompson. And also Gulliver in there. Hand pass inboard from Barwick. Quick hands was needed to Males. He'll be taken high. Males kick was the low bullet pass, but it worked out okay to Jenkins. Jenkins high up and under football now for Glenorchy. Coming out is Beams. Waller. Beams get him. Ball up. Not out of trouble yet, Brighton. Especially when Jake Beams is in area. Meadows and Gunther in the ruck to contest this one again. Gunther tapped down into the path of Hilda. Williams took him in the tackle. Gunther out of the ruck. Dribbling ball forward. Out to meet it was Nuss. Meadows' hand pass just misfired. Beams working to get onto the end of this one. Another ball up. Of course, Hugh Williams played in that grand final. North Hobart last year, if I can recall correctly. Also played in the one the year before and got a bit of a lengthy ban. In the pocket now goes Meadows and another throw in. 24 and a half gone, 5-1 to 1-3. It's been living down Glenorchy's end for a little bit of time, but Brighton haven't looked terrible. Max Lamb with 2 goals he probably should have kicked. Gunther out now to Hilda. Still working in a tight box as Hilda. And a behind. Kick out now from Cody Morgan. Roosts this one to this outer side, eluding a couple of flyers. Males with a up and under hand pass to Jenkins, put him under a whole heap of pressure. Gulliver. Hills with a diving tackle. Males, they're edging closer to the forward line now. On the bottom of the pack, though, is Cody Morgan, who just kicked that one out. Another throw up. Meadows. Straight into the path of Gulliver, who tackled Waller. Max Gulliver, another one of these younger players coming through. Solid cricketer as well. Or was. Played a bit of junior cricket with him. Certainly better than I was, at least. Max Gulliver already got a goal next to his name in senior football. Glenorchy is starting to produce some really talented young players, and Max Gulliver is no exception. This one just across the face of goal. For another behind. That's 5-3. Williams strolling out of defence. Out came Young. And a throw in again. Meadows winning the ruck battle. Down to Gardner. A couple of North Hobart players moving across, such as Williams, Monks, Meadows. Maybe that just might be the three, actually. Meadows, again tapping it down into the path of Cody Morgan, the number 6 for Brighton. Gardner will receive a free kick. Garner now to Whitney. This is another young star for Brighton. The kick wasn't so good, though. They made it work eventually. A kick out of the area, though, from Evans Fenton. Evans Fenton down the line. Again, the kick was really not brilliant. Made a lot of work to do for Sam Lewis-Johnston. As we said, a bit of a breeze working up the KG5. Out there. Bit cold, but not terribly cold. Gulliver, Barwick. Hand pass misfired to Nicholson. In there was Morgan. Lewis-Johnston came away with the football for Brighton. A ball inside forward 50, standing underneath it was Charlie Meadows. Simpson again. Glenorchy just bringing numbers to the contest in their back 50. Dillon stood underneath it. Roberts. We are holding free kick going the way of Jacob Young. Young. Overhead. And out of bounds for a throw-in. Brady Hayden was trying to take that mark. Couple of games on the AFL Tas live stream. We'll be heading out to North Hobart after this game at 4 o'clock. We'll be there. Looking forward to calling that one. The women's game. Dillon. Off now to Lewis-Johnston, who can patrol from outside 50. It's a ball inside, but Manson with a fist, and it'll be a holding free kick against him, going the way of Charlie Meadows. And he's first actually in the competition for frees 4. So receiving a free kick. And again, that one you can see is no exception. So Manson just a little bit uncautious. Charlie Meadows looking Brighton's second of the day. And for his second of the year, Meadows to bring it back to 18 points for Brighton. And That's another miss. They've missed, or maybe 2 out of the 4 were relatively easy kicks. Wiley. Manson. Booming right foot ball down the line. Gunther working his way up the grounds. Gunther. Nicholson played in that state game up at Dole Park, but the siren will just elude them. Roberts was speeding onto it. He had a lot of time, but the siren just beats all comers here for the first quarter at KG5. 5-3, 33-1, 4-10. It's a 23-point margin here. Bo Downham in the commentary box with you. Bryce Salome's kicking 2, Josh Hilder with 1, and Jake Beams with 2. Jack Hills, the lone goal kicker for Brighton. They've got a bit to work out during the break, Brighton, but they're certainly not out of it. Paul Kennedy, the experienced coach, will have a little bit of thinking to do as long as his assistants. We'll take our first break here on the AFL Tas live stream. 23 points going the way of Glenorchy at the first break. We'll be back very, very shortly.
Dad, it's nearly time for holiday program.
All right, I suppose I can drive. Yes. Oh, yeah,
Fell into the path for him. Barwick with a little bit of speed. A kick inside the forward 50 or 8s, and a nice mark is taken. Not taking too much time to think about it. And Hilda splits the middle for the first of the afternoon for the Pies. Hand pass out to Barwick and will regather again. Flicks the hand pass off now. Glenorchy looking for their second of the afternoon. Nearly, it's across the face of goal. It'll be a behind. Crosses the arc of 50. And he shanks it to the right, or left side rather. He's got the world at his feet. This kid is a genuine superstar for Glenorchy, and he goes again. He makes no mistake of it. Beams gets his first of the day. Glenorchy's second. Clark, Barwick, enthusiastic ball movement. He just danced around him. Glenorchy, this is really good. The centering kick to Nicholson. They're in no man's land at the moment. Brighton and alarms. That is what you call score involvements. Bryce Salome's as well is one to watch. He's a known goal kicker and makes no mistake of that. Jack Hills with the check side kick. And Brighton get their first of the afternoon with a nifty little check sider by Tyrone Bailey, but Males is good to regather. Males hand pass in the middle to Arnold. Better build up from Glenorchy. Beams stood at the back. Gunther flew, but Beams stood on the ground and gets his seconds. One of these young crops coming through for Glenorchy. Jenkins, and again with a high up and under, and Alones with 2 grabs of it. And again, he's in search of another bag full against Brighton. It's a simple kick. He makes it look back, but streaming through nicely. Coming through with it for Brighton might have been Zachary Evans-Fenton. Ruck battle to watch for mine. Young straight into the path of Gardner. That's silver service, and even more so if we're talking about silver service. Darcy Max Lamb searching for his 20th goal of the year. He shanked one out in the full before, or rather for a behind, and now that's 2 behinds to Max Lamb. Working in a tight box is Hilda. And a behind. Going back to 18 points for Brighton. And that's another miss. Missed, or maybe Second term action live from KG5. It's currently a 23-point lead going the way of the home side in Glenorchy. They're looking the goods at the moment. And if you saw that highlights package, Jake Beams has got 2 early first term goals. He's looking one to watch for now and for the future. We saw the Oz kickers out to start the game. 128% increase, if you don't mind, from Glenorchy Football Club. They are doing it brilliantly in terms of Oz kick, and that's where the crop is being grown to get more senior men's and women's players and to hopefully get some Devils as well. So we go back in now. Second term, round 10, SFL action. Mark Tuckett with the ball in hand, who throws it up. Dillon with the tap down. Young, now the spread away to Lewis Johnson, who can fire from outside 50 or centre it into the direction of Meadows. On all fours is Charlie Meadows now. Scrambling for it at ground level is Hayden, and they've given a free kick. Interesting call. And it'll be a free kick going the way of Brady Hayden. Searching for his first of the year and for a pretty good start to this second term for Brighton. They're on the board early in this second term of football. Brady Hayden gets his first of the year. Just brings it back a touch. Still within touching distance, of course. That'll give him a bit of confidence heading into this second term for Brighton. 2-4 to 5-3. So back in. Young ripped it out of the ruck. The hand pass got smothered from Thompson. In and under, though, again is Gardner. Thompson comes away with it and just barrels the ball inside forward 50. Gunther on the lead. Well, it's a scary forward line when you put Harrison Gunther and Bryce Alomes in it. And then the crumbing Jake Beams and Baker Smith. They're just starting to gel nicely, Glenorchy. Albeit a 7-point loss against the Tigers last week. They're looking to get back on the winners board and in a big way. Harrison Gunther had a couple of attempts already this afternoon. Looking to make no mistake of this one is Harrison Gunther, who gives it a red-hot roost. He gets his first of the afternoon. Second of the year. And Harrison Gunther made no mistake of that. Simple kick for a man of his calibre. Nearly a crowd catch as well. Just missed it. Back to 23 points. Neither ruckman really getting a decisive tap down. If anyone, it would be Jacob Young to get this one. Nicholson sees parted for him. Dylan slapped it on the left boot, but only as far as Waller. Dane Waller. Kick out wide in front of Hayden. Nice gather and go. Hand pass inboard back to Waller. Had to dance around Whitford. Got the hand pass away, just away in the nick of time. Coming onto this one is Evans Fenson. Snap around the body was adventurous. Didn't even make it out of the 50. Williams to the running support. Now they kick it down the line, but cut off by Arnold. Josh Arnold wheeling and going. Gunther calling for it long in the goal square. Nice fly, nearly. In fact, it was Baker Smith with that fly. Couldn't get it. Beams wraps his man up. In Monks. Monks with the tap down this time, playing ruck for North Hobart last year. Speaking of North Hobart, another player crossing over, Hugh Williams. No ruckman getting a decisive tap down. Spiked over the boundary line though by Monks and Williams. Into the path of Gunther, tapped it onto himself, rucked and roved his own football. Baker Smith with the tackle, Waller with a hand pass out into Evans Fenson. This kick just inboard of KG5, Dylan good below the knees. Arnold's hand pass just misfired, and now they're going. Tremaine broke through a couple, Whitney with a bit of class about him. One-on-one inside forward 50, Lamb, Manson winning the day and winning the kick out of danger to Josh Whitford. Whitford, overlap hand pass, below field, ball inside forward 50. Dropping back in the hole is David Monks. Monks, oh, that's a shank kick out. Wasn't brilliant. Tremaine and Jenkins had a bit to do. Dylan again good beneath the knees. Slung around to the tackle. Hand pass just over the top now. Put Young in a whole lot of pressure. Tremaine again. Working like a bull at the moment is Jack Tremaine. They rewarded the free kick. Corridor kick to Waller. Aiden Waller looks further inboard now to Nuss. Nuss with a stabbing kick just wasn't the right option, and Adam Roberts. Meadows was filthy as well. Roberts, a Loams, a paddock of space, the big fella. Takes some valuable mileage and then sends him inside forward 50. Out the back was Baker Smith. Coming over from Clarence last year. Big number 6 for Glenorchy. Young pushed his man out of it, and it will be a free kick going the way of Gunther. Didn't disguise that one quite as well as he would have liked, Jacob Young. So free kick going the way of Gunther. Looking to get his second of the afternoon. Take a monster kick from Harrison Gunther right on the 50 line. The big H-bomb. Across the face of goal though. Waller to kick it out. As Gardner short the pocket. Hits up a target in the skipper and Williams. Williams to Waller. Waller, hand pass out now to Morgan. And just spilling it over the line was Nuss. It was out of bounds either way though. So Wiley. Here's a brilliant field kick. Ball inside the forward 50 now. Wiley sets it up for Baker Smith. Fist came though. And out went Gardner. Jenkins nearly taking the sliding mark. Whitney had a bit of time and space to get rid of it. Out now to Lewis Johnston. Lewis Johnston's hand pass off to Hills. Back to the running Lewis Johnston. Kick down the line in search of Lamb, or rather Tyron Bailey. We know he's a high flyer. Scrubby little kick inside the forward 50. Jenkins got a kick away in the nick of time to Gulliver. This is where they're good off half-back Glenorchy. Gulliver's up and over. Kick wasn't brilliant to Williams. He spiked a hand pass out to Tremaine. Put a task out for Gardner. Arnold was already onto it. Oh, he could have had a bit of time to get away with it, and I think he wanted it as well. He's got some real wheels on him. Big Ben Barwick. Young, Tremaine. Wiley intercepting this one. Wiley to Jade Clark. I love the game of this man. But intercepted by Evans Fenton. Evans Fenton with a long one down the line. Meredith was there, but also coming out to meet it was Bailey. Played a bit of football for Glenorchy as Tyron Bailey. Again, we know he's a high flyer. Nearly took mark of the year in season 2023. I can remember that one vividly. Out here at KG5. Again, no ruckman really getting a decisive tap down, so Nicholson just has to get the ball and rip one out to Gunther. His hand pass inboard. Hilda, the running Baker Smith. Now Gunther can unleash from outside 50 or centre it in the direction of Alomes, but David Monks with a sliding mark was swift onto that plan. Tremaine running around his opponent and then kicking one in the direction of Lamb and Manson. Manson doing well. And this will be a ball up. Good cricketer as well, Isaac Manson. A lot of cross-coded players out there today. Meadows with a two-handed fister, only as far as Males. His hand pass inboard to Gulliver. Had the best option on in Wiley. That's where he goes. A high one searching in front of Baker Smith. Hasn't quite reeled him in today just yet. Jacoby Bone had a bit of pressure. Evans Fenton got his kick away in the corridor, but just over the head of Meadows, but it worked out okay to Morgan. Morgan. The kick wasn't brilliant. Hills had to retreat back with a hand pass to Tremaine. He's stacking him up. So has Tremaine. Hills ran himself into a little bit of danger, but got the outlet kick to Hayden. Hayden. Ball down the line. Fly from the side from Bailey. Keep it in. Working in the phone booth was Arnold with the clearing kick, but only as far as Darcy Gardner. Gardner. High one from the side was Bailey. Fisted over the boundary line. Starting to get a little bit frustrated now, Brighton. maybe the supply isn't what they would have liked at present moment. Dillon with a good tap down. Gardner with a bit of elegancy. And this one was in the path of Bailey, but Baker Smith retreated back, who's worked his way up. Baker Smith to Arnold, who has a lot of time to patrol and then find the best option, which is Bailey Jenkins. The hand pass wasn't brilliant though. Manson. This is good from Glenorchy off fullback to full forward. Nice mark from Gunther. He's had a lot of attempts on goal today, Harrison Gunther. And he eventually puts the finger up and says, I'm going to go for it. One goal, two. Out there with his brother today, looking to equal his goal tally for the afternoon. Jake Beams with two, Harrison Gunther looking to get two in this second term. Again, gives it a roost. His goal kicking hasn't been brilliant today. That's 1 goal, 3 for Gunther. Voila. Kick to the outer wing was turned over from Males. Males' corridor kick was nicely weighted to Wiley. Keegan Wiley averaging 26 and 3 score involvements. This one's in the path of Beams. Jake Beams again on the end of this one. Very good cricketer for Glenorchy, plying his trade in the SFL though. Black and white in his blood, Jake Beams. And just across the face of goal. So 6-6, not the most accurate kicking you'll see, but certainly isn't terrible. Voila. That was a high ball out of defence. Meredith stood underneath it. Nice little run and dash now from Young. Big bump in the middle of the grounds. Nuss. His kick centering in front of Thomas Bierman, who can pick up and gather, but just slipped over at the crucial time. Stabbing little kick inboard. Hills with a check side ball. And it's just that polish going inside forward 50 from Brighton, which has really let them down to this point. Thompson. Big fly from behind, spilling out to Bim, and it was Zach Fenton at the bottom of that mark. Thomas Bierman, best on ground in the grand final last year in the STJFL. Now applying his trade in the senior team. This one not such a good kick. Baker Smith, it's all about getting used to senior football. Mason Whitney and Thomas Bierman, you'd assume, would have a pretty good taste of it. Manson, time to work off. And just centre the kick to Hilda. Hilda checked some options out and thought Whitford was the best one. Josh Whitford, 2016 Premiership player. This one goes down the line. Gunther's been very, very strong today. Dances around. Gunther, hand pass inboard to Nicholson, who can size up the goals. Luke Nicholson! But nearly taking the mark was Jakey Beams. Still not done with the pressure yet, Glenorchy. It's a throw in deep inside forward 50. Gunther. Hilda. Howitt's there for the outlet hand pass. Taken in the tackle though is Darcy Gardner. Young, or Meadows the tap down rather. Thompson Good beneath the knees. He slapped it on the left boot, right to the teeth of goal from Callan Thompson, but coming out, making an attempt with it was Alomes. Waller. Morgan. Out of side. Strong mark again. It'll be a free kick against Baker Smith, going the way of Jacob Young. Young. And the kick wasn't brilliant. It'll be out on the full. So Sam McNamara, senior debut last year, in and out of the team. Baker Smith will receive a free kick. So Smith now looking for an option. Stabs one into the pocket. Nicholson, it was nicely weighted to him. He stuck the left mid out. Nicholson with a centering ball. It was scrubby to say the least. It didn't quite work out for Glenorchy. Gulliver, nice pickup. Turned. Gulliver, this for a brilliant goal, nearly. But they've spilt it in defence, Brighton. Blowfield went to ground and then got it on the right boot into the pocket. Nicholson, centering ball to Gunther. Out to meet it though is Beams, twisting, turning, ran himself into trouble, did Jake Beams. Garden with a good tackle. Gardner with a retreating kick back to Monks. Monks had two options. He chose to go with Zachary Evans-Fenton. Howlett. Howlett back to Zach Evans-Fenton. His kick to Nicholson. Meadows with the leap. Smith with the tap down. Nicholson from outside 50 with a high up and under left foot kick. Alomes came out to meet it. It spills out to Blowfield. Hand pass back inboard to Thompson. Thompson's hand pass just a little bit adventurous though. Nicholson came through with speed and Jacoby Bone wrapped him up. Tap down into the path of Gardner. Howlett coming across from Clarence will retreat back with a kick to Tremaine. Back to Howlett. Checking kick to Lewis Johnston. Lewis Johnston back to Howard. In front of the Beck Thomas sign. Checks it even further back to Meadows. They're trapped in now. Brighton going to find their way out of danger. Bone. Kick wasn't so good, but Waller had a bit of time and space to make up for it. This kick from him, though, is not good at all. It'll be out in the full. Polish out of defence, then going into forward 50 has not been their strong point today, Brighton. Beams with a hooking kick inside forward 50. Beautiful vision to Nicholson. If he's not in front of the goals, he's setting them up, Jake Beams. 5 score involvements a game. This to get it out to 33. All becoming a little bit too easy now for Glenorchy at this stage of the game. Lukey Nicholson looking for his first. 2 goals next to his name this year, looking to get a third. Nicholson across the face of goal though. Howlett's Stagnet's approach to kick it out of defence. And again, that's them polish coming out. Baker Smith with a big body drew out Whitney out of the way. Monks got crashed. Hilda got it on the right boot. Josh Hilda for number 2. Missed a lot. So out to full. Bobby Genders and Mark Suckett, as well as the boundary umpire, having a bit of a meeting. Gardner, or Waller rather, kick to Howlett. They'll struggle coming out of defensive 50 today, Brighton, making this one look a bit better. Bierman with a kick out wide. Running onto it now is Jonty Howard. No one in the goal square, but standing underneath it was Arnold, Young, Meredith. Hand pass flicked out. Lamb intercepted. Wiley copped him high. Max Lamb drew the free kick. He's had a couple attempts on goal. He's 0 from 2. And if they ever needed a goal, it'd be a time like now, and by a player of Max Lamb's calibre. Ticking over into the 24th minute mark of this term. Max Lamb, they need a goal desperately, do the Brighton Robins, just to keep them within touching distance. Lamb across the face of goal, hasn't got his kicking shoes on today. Needs to go get those boots changed at half time if there's any chance. Max Lamb across the face, 0-3. 6-9 to 2-5. Wiley. Adventurous kick out to Roberts. Roberts retreats back further to Arnold. Arnold back to Males in the goal square. Pressed up nicely, Brighton. Males had to run and dash and then just slap it on the boot and hope for the best. Fist it over. Back in board now. Young with a tap down. Ruckdan roved his own football, did the big number 21 for the Robins. Hand pass wasn't brilliant. Dicey. Howlett made a right meal of it. Nuss trapped it in. Umpire was about to call a ball up. Howlett with a saving tackle. They might have been out there, Glenorchy. Blowfield at the bottom of the pack. Dillon again with a tap down. He's been dominant. Gardner. Sheer strength from the big number 18. Got it away in the nick of time. Lewis Johnson looking for a kick inside the corridor. Whitney nearly with a one-handed grab. Dug the knees into the turf and got tackled. Happy to take it. Dillon with a tap down. Fell into the path of Whitford. Hand pass misfired to Barwick. He might get it again though. Whitford hand passes to himself and then back into Barwick, who spun himself into trouble. Bit going on. Whitford and Young going at it. Dillon into the path though, straight to Lewis Johnston. Another one inside forward 50. Lamb. Nice little pick up and go from Hills. Wiley. Kick down the line. Beams with a fly. Kick into the corridor. Beeman made good work of it. Now off to Howlett. Waller. And Monks. Monks' corridor kick to Morgan. Off to Hugh Williams. Williams' kick wasn't great though. And an intercept mark taken again from Baker Smith. Risky kick was nicely weighted to Simpson. Simpson, Blowfield. Now they're running and going Glenorchy. Kick towards the half-forward line where they haven't been for a little bit of time. Waller. Lewis Johnston. Hills. Hills' kick in the direction of Young. Young's kick was really good inside forward 50 to Tremaine. Jack Tremaine to cut it back to 22. They really desperately need a goal, or rather back to 20. He's having a standout game today, Jack Tremaine. They need a goal, and they need one quick, and who better to do it than Jack Tremaine? As the siren sounds for half-time here at Glenorchy. The home side have been on fire. Only one goal that quarter each, so brought it back even, did Brighton. 6-8-44 to 2-6, or 2-7 now, 19. Gunther with one that quarter, Alomes with 2 in the first, Hilda with 2 or 1 in the first, Jake Beams with 2 in the first. We're on Jake Beams' watch today. If you've just tuned in, Jack Hills and Hayden with singles to the visitors. Bo down in the commentary box with you. We'll take our major break here for half-time. A bit of feeling in this one. Brighton searching for their first win of the year. Will they get it today or will they go down? They've got a bit to ponder about if there's any chance of winning today. We'll take our major break here right on the 30. Currently, Glenorchy leading Brighton here at KG5.
Dad, it's nearly time for holiday program.
All right, I suppose I can drive you. Yes.
Wherever cancer is, we are. We are the supporters, preventers, researchers and advocates, leading Australia to a future without cancer. Every day, we're finding new and better ways to offer services, share knowledge, and bring hope to Australians everywhere, because cancer affects us all. We're here to listen and care for people, however they need us, whenever they need us, through any type of cancer at any stage of the journey. Every day, we are supporting world-class researchers, empowering them to dream big and make the impossible possible. Together, we're pushing boundaries, unlocking the answers to understand, prevent and treat cancer. We're improving the lives of those living with it and even getting close to eliminating some cancers altogether. You may not see us, but we're here, in schools and people's homes, on the beach, at work and on the streets, helping millions of Australians cut their risk and detect cancer sooner. We know that 1 in 3 cancers can be avoided, so we're out there preventing as many as we can. You may not hear us, but our voice is loud. Every day, we're using it to advocate, change laws and drive policies, to reduce cancer risks and improve cancer care, to break ground and speak for the community in places where they're not always heard. Every day, we're closer to a future without cancer. And as a charity, we rely on Australia's biggest hearts to help us get there faster.
Blunston's been building hard-working boots for over 150 years. The tougher you need them, the tougher we build them. Giving you advanced protection and all-day comfort. After all, you never stand still, so neither do we. Blunston. Building the future.
Oh, you mean the jam and cream? Good stuff.
And one for you as well. Got it.
Original glazed. Classic.
At Banjo's, we speak donuts. Introducing our new range of flavours. Now there's one for everyone. Banjo's, making donuts better.
Young, now the spread away to Lewis Johnson, who can fire from outside 50 or centre it into the direction of Meadows. On all fours is Charlie Meadows now, scrambling forward at ground level. Searching for his first of the year, and for a pretty good start to this second term for Brighton. Thompson in and under though, again is Gardner. Thompson comes away with it and just barrels the ball inside forward 50. Gunther on the lead. Looking to make no mistake of this one is Harrison Gunther, who gives it a red hot roost. He gets his first of the after, right on the 50 line. The big H-bomb. Across the face of goal though. It's in. This is good from Glenorchy off full-back to full forward. Nice mark from Gunther in this second term. Again gives it a roost. His goal kicking hasn't been brilliant today. That's 1 goal 3 for Gunther. Black and white in his blood, Jake Beams. And just across the face of goal. The knees, he slapped it on the left boot, right to the teeth of goal from Callan Thompson, but coming out, making an attempt with it was. Forward 50 has not been their strong point today, Brighton. Beams with a hooking kick inside forward 50. Beautiful vision to Nicholson. Third, Nicholson. Across the face of goal though. Out of the way, Monks got crashed. Hilda got it on the right boot. Josh Hilda for number 2. What now is Jonty Howard. No one in the goal square, but standing underneath it was Arnold, Young, Meredith. Hand pass flicked out. Do the Brighton Robins just to keep them within touching distance. Lamb across the face of goal. Hasn't got his kicking shoes on today. Lamb. Nice little pick up and go from Hills. Hills' kick in the direction of Young. Young's kick was really good inside forward 50 to Tremaine. Goal, and they need one quick, and who better to do it than Jack Tremaine? As the siren sounds for half-time. Yes, welcome back to the AFL Tas live stream. Bo Downham in the commentary box, driving you through this game here. Glenorchy looking to move up to third. They're in a pretty good spot to do so, depending on the outcome of North Hobart and Kingborough, which will be played. Well, that game is literally about to start in 4 minutes, so the result will be known very shortly. Back into the middle now. Second half action. What will Brighton produce? Dealing with the tap down. Lewis Johnston straight away with another clearance. A ball inside forward 50 for the near perfect start for Brighton. Mayles mopping up at half back though. Kicks one to this outer wing. Baker Smith stood underneath it, but Bone with the tap over the top. Finds Tremaine. Tremaine down the line. On all fours was Bailey. Ball up. Dylan. Lewis Johnston working his way into this game. Bailey and a ball up. Dealing with the tap down. Meadows flicked one out again to Tremaine, who probably had about 22 touches today. Waller is absolutely mauled. Slinging tackle from Baker Smith was good. Smith down the grounds, searching for a couple of high flyers. Williams at the bottom of the pack, Thompson getting him. A couple of other games coming up. You got the NWFL to choose from after this, or you can stick around till 4 p.m. I'll be calling the North Hobart game, taking on Kingborough. Baker Smith kick down the line in search of Williams. Gardner, Evans, Fenton. Coming back by way of Barwick with the ball inside forward 50. Spinning and going now. The Magpies, a high one, but good leap from Monks. Monks' kick was a right shank. And it's just their polish clearing the forward 50 and then entering it, really. They just haven't had a lot of polish at all today. We have the Brighton football team. David Luttrell with the throw in. Meadows out of the ruck. Thompson flicked it off. Hilda sizing up the goals for goal number 2. Josh Hilda nearly. Waller to bring this one back in. First score of the third term. Aiden Waller will bring it in. Brother Jake moving up the ranks of Brighton as well. Nice mark taken from Alomes. Loams will stab a long one, or short one rather, down to Jenkins. Jenkins with a high up and under ball inside forward 50. Gunther! Hasn't been beaten too much today, Aiden Waller. When you come up against an opponent as good as Harrison Gunther, it's hard not to stand in awe. A big contested grab. Averages 6 intercept possessions down in the back line. Does Harrison Gunther. Now he's plying his trade up forward. Is kick 2. 1 or 2-2, or 1-2 rather. We'll try and spill that one out as Gunther goes and looks to get goal number 2 for the day. And the second half for the Magpies. Looks like they're building a pretty good culture down at Glenorchy. Everyone getting to him. Getting around the skipper, big Harrison Gunther. .32 points it is. Back into the middle now as we get ready. Meadows and Dillon again. Either ruckman really getting a decisive tap down. Thompson got caught cold straight away. Dillon. Barwick trying to chase this one down. Meadows paddling it along to Hills. Hills taken down and then tackled by Barwick. Holding the football. Nicholson. Kick to the outer side to Adam Roberts. Crucial play for Glenorchy on that wing. A high settler inside forward 50. Out to meet it was Monks. Overrunning it there was Morgan. Beams is trying to track this one down. Behind the pack, Johnston got the hand pass away to Jacoby Bone. Bone used the outlier in Waller to get a kick away to a genuine one-on-one. Roberts spilt this one. Bailey used his body to get it out of the tackle swiftly. Sends it towards the half-forward flank. Lamb and Manson in a one-on-one. Manson used the body, then just spun and hit Hills like a bullet train. But the kick was adventurous at best and no one was even waiting for it. So Jude Saavedra against his old team. To Waller. Knows this ground perfectly. Waller's stabbing little kick into the pocket. Waited for Lamb. Dancing around from outside 50. Max Lamb just got caught up in the wind. Whitford. Meredith was there in support. Got it on the opposite boot. And then out to Blowfield. This is where they've been so good today, Glenorchy, transferring it from defence to offence. Salome's working his way up the ground. Gunther the deepest forward for the Magpies. Calling him to come forward is Alomes, centering it into the pocket. Waited for Baker Smith. Hasn't quite had the impact, but other people around him have, as Williams spun himself out of trouble and then kicked it to a familiar face in David Monks. Monks. Kick in front of the camera here is chopped off from Sam McNamara. McNamara, former Claremont Bulldog. Wiley, traceable at kick to Blowfield. He had Wiley on the outside if he wanted him. Or even, he might just go for Harrison Gunther in the pocket, but this kick was cut off by Evans Fenton. Scrappy stuff from Glenorchy in this third term. Thomas Bierman showing some good signs, the young 15-year-old. Or 16, rather. It is 15, actually. So, we'll get that one right. Lamb with a trickling ball towards the teeth of goal, and Hills has taken Max Gulliver high. Gulliver Roberts. And now the next link in the chain is a sliding Luke Nicholson. Nicholson just spilling the mark with Simpson. Jenkins mopping up well, but ran himself into a whole lot of trouble. Lewis Johnston, the recipient. Just chips a long one out to Morgan. Cody Morgan, 4 goals for the year, averaging 5 marks a game. Looks like more of the utility player. Waller, back to Morgan. Trapped in again, Brighton. It's been an all too familiar sight to Williams, looking to switch and open up the ground potentially. Jacoby Bone. And his kick to the awaiting Zachary Evans-Fenton. Evans-Fenton now in front now. Jonty Howard's ball's been recalled. Whitford takes a bit of grass and then centres it towards 1-on-1. Baker Smith not happy with it. Williams with an intercepting mark. Out now to an awaiting Jack Tremaine. Bierman laid a nice shepherd. Tremaine dancing around the running gazelle in Ewan Dillon. Waller to Lewis Johnston. The Rick Martin painting sign. Does a great job. Sun Kai, a very good cricketer. Zachary Evans-Fenton to drive them out of half-back again. The kick was scrubby, but nicely weighted to the awaiting Brady Hayden. Hayden's little 9-iron off Charlie Meadows, former Demon. Meadows. Nice come out and grab from Tyron Bailey. That's what we've come to know. Bailey with a high one inside forward 50. Brighton looking for their third of the afternoon. Defensively sound was Manson. And Gulliver with a clearing kick away to a little bit of grass. Jake Beams awaits this one. How's the umpire going to see it? There's a throw in. I think it might be. David Monk's beside himself. Dillon made him work for it with a tap down. Jake Beams with a nice tackle. Meadows ripped and tried to get it on the boot. Thompson, little underground hand pass to Simpson was beautiful. Baker Smith had contact coming as soon as he got it. Away a ball up. Angry man is Baker Smith. Good utility player for Glenorchy. He's switching and mixing and matching, going back and forward. Maybe just to try and get himself into the game a little bit more, but he hasn't had a terrible three-quarter performance so far. Centering ball nearly was weighted to Morgan. And Bierman will be unfortunately taken in the tackle and holding the ball. Smith to the running Arnold. This is where they really set off, but he spilled something he really should have had. Bailey slung around in the tackle. Whitney, the next link in that chain. A nice driving ball inside forward 50 for Mason Whitney, but the Collingwood, rather, Glenorchy jumpers have got the numbers. Collingwood are used to seeing the black and white. Simpson's taken in it. Only right that I'm a Collingwood fan and say that as well, so apologies for that. As we still see a couple of spot fires around the ground. Meadows coming through. Hills has showed a bit this game. He's going all right. McNamara. It's not a convincing third turn by Glenorchy. For many stretches, we get the name out right this time, not Collingwood. Blowfield to Alomes. Should have called him Clement. Alomes. Callum Thompson. He's just improved as Callum Thompson each year. McNamara. Manson. And Keegan Wiley. Oh, I sold the candy as well to Keegan Wiley. Trace a bullet kick, but it will be recalled. It's probably annoying for Glenorchy. So back to McNamara as we finally get it sorted. Experienced umpire Mark Tuckett. Reserve umpire in the 2023 TSL Grand Final. Arnold. Now to Gulliver. I'll redo it again. Arnold out of half-back, streaming through the coach. Fist came from behind from Thomas Bierman. Had Baker Smith instantly. The angry man, Baker Smith. Angry man. As we see a ball up. Young into the path of Lewis Johnston. Boundary line beats all comers. As you can hear the Commodores in the background. What else would you expect from a venue like KG5? Logan Central. I do love their footy though. Good throw in there from Young. Gardner. He's been swift today. State rep. Kicked a couple of goals in that game. Out now to the awaiting Nuss. The ball inside forward 50 awaits for Lamb. Just tapped away from him. Lamb off the ground and socket off by Manson. So Max Lamb's going to have an opportunity. Hasn't had his kicking shoes on today. This one is a relatively tight angle. He hasn't kicked two from nearly direct in front. Maybe he'll kick the hard ones and make us all look silly in front of the Glenorchy Cricket Club nets. Max Lamb with a check side kick. Makes the easy ones look difficult and the difficult ones easy. Max Lamb finally gets on the board. Only the second goal of this third term. 20 goals for the year for Max Lamb. He was dominating the competition last year in the SFL Community League. Back to 26 here. Hasn't really bursted out as well as Glenorchy probably would have liked. Couple of engines revving. So we move back into the middle. Dylan with a tap down. Coming through was Lewis Johnston. Just got held. You might feel that Brighton is starting to get a little bit of contest at the moment. Lewis Johnston off to Gardner. Back to Lewis Johnston. Lamb starting to work his way into this game. McNamara pushed him off him and ragdolled him. McNamara's kick was nicely weighted to Hilda. Should have been 50. Hilda. Kicking board in search of Nicholson. Evans Fenton. Risky hand pass, but paid off in the end. Only as far, though, as Gulliver. Gulliver. High one inside forward, 50 to Baker Smith, who's going to have an opportunity to get his first. Good contested mark player is Baker Smith, and that was on full display in that passage of play. Baker Smith hasn't quite had the day he would have liked to start with. He hasn't been terrible at all. But he'd like to have a goal or two next to his name heading into the back half of this game. Spoke during the week. Happy at the Magpies is Baker Smith. This one won't quite make the distance, and it's fisted over the line professionally and proactively by Zach Evans-Fenton, who's a late in today. Howlett to Jacoby Bone. Bone's hand pass to Gardner. And then in search of Monks, but he had two to beat. Dillon got pushed out of it. Young slapped it on the boot. Searching ball just for someone to take it and try and spread them forward. McNamara with a running hand pass to the streaming Isaac Manson. Tyrone Bailey from outside 50. A centering little chip over the top. Is nicely weighted. And it will be Jude Saavedra against his old side. Saavedra gets it, and they're just ever so slightly in the game heading into this fourth term are the Robins. Third goal of the term, first of the day for Jude Saavedra. So it's 21 points to the margin. One more goal will really give him confidence heading into the three-quarter time break. They've only had, what, 3 goals this term, so not a whole heck of time on. One more goal, they'd be feeling in the game, Brighton. Simpson out of the middle was going to put a stop to that, though. For the moment, Gunther staying on the ground. Nicholson runs into the pocket. Centering ball in search of Jake Beams, who's been held. A live wire down forward. You're always going to have to man him up. Nathan Nuss giving away the free kick. Or rather, it'll be Bryce Alomes as well. If it's not Beams, it'll be Alomes. 2 first quarter goals. Hasn't really been sighted since. The goal kicking department moved up the ground a little bit. Bryce Alomes, one of the easy kicks you see all day. That one, just a little bit of salt in the wounds for Brighton after a couple of good efforts. Bryce Alomes is 3. It's now back to 27. Music in the background. Good atmosphere at Glenorchy today. I don't know where the ball's gone. Bizarre. Oh, more Mark Tucker looking good overhead as well. Gunther out of the ruck. Simpson bursting through. Gunther with a link up now to Nicholson. Barreling ball inside forward 50. It might just reach the flying Jake Beams. again, this kid is an absolute superstar overhead in front of the goals. And for this Glenorchy side, Jake Beams looking for his third of the afternoon. Straight over the goal umpire's hats. He's a kid to watch for the future, and it's very bright at Glenorchy. 9-10 to 4-7. 33 points the margin here at KG5. If it's not Limes, it'll be Beams, and if it's not Beams, it'll be Gunther, and if it's not Gunther, it will be Baker Smith. Four-headed forward line for Glenorchy. Just starting to work at the right time, albeit against Brighton, but this will be a good builder to start bringing a bit of confidence in their ball movement. They've been superb at it today. Tremaine ticking over into the 24th minute mark. Morgan into the half-forward flank. Fly came from behind from Lamb. Stood in the road, though, was Males, and Gulliver will be taking in the Brighton Robin sandwich. Gunther into the path of Thompson, who flicked one out. Young was caught cold. Umpire was late on the whistle, and Barwick with a bit of speed. 1-2. The nice pink wheels are starting to really show off now for Ben Barwick. Hilda back to Barwick. Gee, he's good. The pink wheels again are making him stand out. Off to another pink-wheeled operator in Brady Simpson. Hand pass inboard to another one. The three pink wheels are combining at KG5. Nearly. Barwick starting it off again. Whitney to take the kick in. A lot to like about Mason Whitney. Gunther from the side. Males put the head over the ball, but Jacoby Bone was a little bit better in his positioning. One-on-one, Arnold and Bailey, former teammates going at it. Gulliver, oh, he broke through that superbly to Max Gulliver, and the kick down to Males was even better. Males corridor kick to Simpson. Maybe one last chance for a goal. 50 metres, it's costly. And it's distasteful. Simpson's going to have an opportunity to go for goal. Only kicked one this year. Brady Simpson. Oh, it's costly. Maybe a bit of afters from the Brighton players. It's distasteful. And it's not at the right time of the game, but Brady Simpson will all but certainly make this a goal. The easiest kick of the day by a country mile. Simpson has his first. And after some hard efforts from Glenorchy, it's burst out to a 40-point lead. Five third-term goals. Tap down from Meadows. Lewis, or rather Gardner, just over at the wrong time. might just pick this one up with a one-handed grab. Back into the path of Whitney. Whitney to the ruckman in Meadows. This is a nice kick to the flight of Bailey. Meredith hasn't sided him much, but we haven't needed to. Free kick going the way of Brady Simpson, who just kicked that goal. Ticking over into the 28.5-minute mark of this term. Not long left to go. Manson to the Hot Wheels of Males. Males to Roberts, patrolling this outer wing so nicely. And then to Blowfield with a diving, juggling mark. Blowfield. Alomes with the ear massage as well. We chop the arms to David Monks. To the back pocket to Waller. Shift across goal to Bone. Bone. Whitney. Solid player is Mason Whitney to the running. Jacoby Bone, who's also a talented basketball player. Stood underneath it. Nice, he was Brady Hayden. Maybe one last chance for Brighton. Tremaine, who has just gone quiet the last 15 minutes. Stabbing ball into the path of Jacob Young. Jacob Young, 10 goals this year, averaging a goal a game, and 106 ranking points if you don't mind. Topping and turving with Charlie Meadows. That could be a really dangerous proposition as Young cuts it back down to 34. Consolation prize for the hard effort that they've put in this third term. Jacob Young gets his first. And Brighton have got their fifth. So they're even on the goal tally for the quarter, 3 apiece. 6 all up if you can't do your maths at home. Siren nearly about to sound for 3/4 time break. Thompson, Nicholson. Ripped around in the tackle. Dancing through was Barwick. That's caught cold by Whitney. 2. Young Bulls, a little bit of a glimpse into the future, potentially. Whitney's kick just cut off again into the future of Jade Clark. This one inside forward 50 and Alomes. It was fast. And it was hard to contain from Glenorchy, that ball movement. Siren's going to be a bit of a longer quarter. Loams now. Searching for number 4, second of the third term. Gun barrel straight, and what else would you expect? As the siren does sound for 3/4 time. Alomes with 2 that quarter. Gunther with 1 that quarter, and Simpson, Gunther with 2. Simpson with singles, and Hilda with a single. Jake Beams with 2, or 3 rather. And all singles going the way of Jack Hills, Brady Hayden, Jacob Young, Jude Saavedra, Max Lamb. Bow down in the commentary box with you. We've got some time to take a very short break, and then we'll be back with quarter number 4. Stick around, we've got plenty to come on the AFL Tas live stream. We'll be heading over to North Hobart at 4 o'clock. We'll be bringing that one to you from the illustrious North Hobart Oval. But for now, we'll focus on this. It's a 40-point lead going the way of the home side, Glenorchy. They're definitely making a case as to why they should be third on the SFL ladder. We'll take our final break. It's Glenorchy by 40.
Dad, it's nearly time for holiday program.
All right, I suppose I can drive you.
Meadows out of the ruck. Thompson flicked it off. Hilda sizing up the goals for goal number 2. Josh Hilda nearly. Spill that one out as Gunther goes and looks to get goal number 2 for the day. And the first, the second half for the Magpies. Still in front of the Glenorchy Cricket Club nets. Max Lamb with the check side kick. Makes the easy ones look difficult and the difficult ones easy. Max Lamb finally at the Magpies is Baker Smith. This one won't quite make the distance and it's fisted over the line professionally. Saavedra gets it and they're just ever. Department moved up the ground a little bit. Bryce Alomes with one of the easy kicks you'll see all day. Just a little bit of salt. And for this Glenorchy side, Jake Beams looking for his third of the afternoon. Straight over the goal umpire's hats. Air pass inboard to another one. The 3 pink wheels are combining at KG5. Nearly. It's distasteful. And it's not at the right time of the game, but Brady Simpson will all but certainly make this a goal. The easiest kick of the day by a country mile. Simpson has his first. Charlie Meadows, they could be a really dangerous proposition as Young cuts it back down to 34. Consolation prize for the hard effort. Loams now searching for number 4, second of the third term. Gun barrel straight. Now what else would you expect? Last quarter coming up from KG5. Back and forth in the comments as well. Couple of lads getting into it. Anyway, we're into the middle now. Looks like we'll have Baker Smith in the ruck. Go from here to North Hobart. 4 o'clock. We'll make the dash very quickly. I'll have to be on my skates. As Meadows taps this one down into the path of Sam Lewis Johnston, who's battled hard and Tremaine instantly tackled. Nothing like a bit of friendly banter. Maybe not so friendly. JB. Tap down from Gardner. Lewis Johnston speeding through. This a nice bit of build-up from Brighton into the path of Max Lamb to slam it home. Across the face, a goal though. But Jacob Young will be awarded a free kick. Perfect start coming up for Brighton. That comment, I've just realised that Jathan Paulson is not playing. He would have been playing against his old side, so I apologise for getting that wrong. I was actually very excited to watch Jathan play. I liked his game at Glenorchy. Jacob Young looking for his second for the first of the fourth. Battled hard, good ruckman. They've got a lot of pieces of the puzzle at the moment to Brighton. Just got to somehow make it work. Jacob Young, a huge piece of that puzzle, obviously. Back in the middle. Back to 34 points. Meadows Lewis Johnston's having a stellar last quarter to start with. He's nearly set up 2 goals, but flying back was McNamara, who's a really solid defender for Glenorchy. He's got a lot of football ahead of him. McNamara, Smith got to the contest late, into the path of Whitford. Over the top ball to Simpson. Bright pink boots rather. Yeah. Simpson. Flying high, and Blowfield will escort this one over the boundary line for a throw-in. Go around the grounds. Currently North Hobart 3-2-20 to 2 straight Kingborough. Lauderdale in the box seat to win this one against Clarence 5-7-30, 7-2, 1-13. Tremaine just got hammered into the ground by Simpson. Rewarded with a free kick though is Tremaine, I'm guessing for a bit of a flagrant tackle. Tremaine. Cody Morgan, a little bit of a knock on the ribs. Morgan. He's got a stellar shoe on him. This one nearly gobbled up by Allen. He's dropped a couple today that he probably should have taken. Bailey with a little bit of speed. Centering ball in the direction of a teammate who stands underneath it, but dropped it ultimately was Saavedra. And Jade Clark, the man who we liked the game of, myself and Anthony Osborne a couple of years ago. He's our man now. Jenkins. Alomes. Gardner slipping over, maybe a little bit slippery, but the groundsmen have done well to get KG5 up and running from where it was maybe 5 weeks ago. Done very, very solid. Have Dean and the groundsman out at KG5. Nuss. Shifting it across to Morgan. Cody Morgan. To Waller. Had a couple of touches today. Aiden Waller hasn't been the worst by far. Monks to Bone. Bone. On the tightrope to Tremaine. Next link in the chain will be a sliding Jack Hills mark. The Hills out of side. Sun out here at KG5. But in the hole was Baker Smith. He's had a lot of contested ball, a lot of intercept ball as well. To Wiley. 2 Clarence players combined. Wiley bursting through. Mayors are the 1-2 hand pass, just a little bit too adventurous with it. Stabbing little ball into the path of Saavedra. Already at 1, does the unselfish thing and chip it over the top, but it didn't work out to Manson. Clark. Ball movement from this area for Glenorchy has been tier 1 all day. Waller coming through with it. To Saavedra again. We'll have another chance. Saavedra. Big fly from the side from Baker Smith. Lamb, still with Lamb. Hand pass inboard. Bailey. Caught as soon as he got it. From Meredith. Oh, playing the old Jay Bowden number. Should have retired that number, surely. One of the greatest to ever, if not the greatest to ever do it at state league level in Tasmania. New path of players. I'd love to see Beams get it. Tremaine. Lewis Johnston will focus on the football for the time being. Waller. And pass towards the half-forward flank on the outer side. We'll just dump along one in search and really of hope. And again, Baker Smith hasn't quite gobbled him up. The marking hasn't been too crash hot today. It's still fine though. Beams, the speed. Nuss paddled it back to him. Tried to pick it up. Beams was hot on his tail. Meadows locking it in to make sure it's a ball up. Tap down again from Brighton. Even ruck contest, in my opinion. Gardner really been super dominant in my field. Lewis Johnston, Charlie Meadows. Meadows in the centre of KG5 finds Morgan. Morgan towards the flank. Overrunning it though was Bailey. Coming out to meet it here is Tremaine. Stripped around and dumped. Should have been a free kick, I reckon. Clark to get one down in front of Alomes. Bouncing ball to the awaiting Howard. Shepherd was late on Gunther. Howlett to the outer side of KG5. Bailey over the top. That's what we come to expect from Tyron Bailey. Bailey's kick just misfired. Thompson, Males, Luke Nicholson. The true centre half forward. Meadows taking it, really scrappy stuff to sort of finish this game out. Oh, big bang by Wiley. And socketed off. Throw-in will be the call, or maybe not. Wiley. Baker Smith, wheeling and going into the corridor. Centimetre perfect kick to Nicholson, who has an outrunner in Gulliver. Gulliver's kick into the pocket. Waited out for Alomes, has a bit to do, chops and changes, and the left foot kick wasn't brilliant on his opposite side to Howlett. Kieran Howlett coming across from Clarence. Howlett. Now the outer side. Meredith. Danced around Hills. They're calling for a block. Dylan standing underneath it. Fist came from behind from Bierman and Whitney. But his jumper presented from Jathan Poulsen a couple of weeks ago, and that'll be a throw. It's been a good mix of youth on display and experience from both sides, really. I mean, Whitney and Bierman have come into the game quite nicely. Not going to have a stack of touches since they only started sort of getting used to senior football. Max Lamb looking for a second. Hasn't quite bought the kicking shoes today. And it does get there, but the kicking shoes were certainly not in full flight. Max Lamb gets the seconds. Points now.
Next rotation. Quick fly, mate, quick fly.
Dylan with the tap down. Gardner's worked his backside off all day. Lewis Johnson and then the spin move out of trouble from Nicholson. Hits Baker right in front of the eyes. Baker wheeling and going in the Alomes direction. Beams just sat out the back, hobbling for it. Clark twisting, turning. And ultimately a free kick going the way of Callum Thompson. Thompson looking for a first. He's had a good day today, Callum Thompson. Nearly finishing it off with a goal. So they go out of fullback again. 29 points the margin. Meadows good at beneath the knees. Trapping this one in is Arnold. Arnold shifting it across to Males. Now Males hits Wiley on the chest. Handball to Clark. Good build up. Underneath it though was Monks. The running Cody Morgan with a hand out of defence to Whitney. A lot to like about this young kid. Whitney again to Morgan. Morgan further afield to Hills, who's the smallest man in the vicinity of it, but still came away with it. You can hear the thud as he kicked this one. Young with a mark, pushed over by Manson. So a break next week. We'll have the state representative games against Queensland up at Dole Park. That one will of course be streamed as Young gets it out of the ruck in search of Bierman and Wiley. But after that, Brighton take on North Hobart at their home of football, Pontville. And Brighton will take on Clarence at Ninja Stadium, a real test to see where both teams are at. So most of these guys will have a break during the week. Have a week off. I couldn't imagine too many of the Brighton players making that rep team. Maybe this man on cue, Darcy Gardner, as he ushers it out to Whitney. Whitney nearly with a pinpoint kick. Meredith with a fist from behind. Roberts working in a phone booth. Williams with a nice little smother for the captain. Simpson. Underneath stood Smith. Howlett taking a static approach and just taking a lethargic bounce as well, if you don't mind. Down in front of Saavedra. Turned the afterburners on to get away from his opponent and then squared it out to Lewis Johnston. Lewis Johnston. And now with the ball inside forward 50, that's nicely weighted for Maxi Lamb. Gunther's moved down back now. Lamb with another check side kick. He's kicked two, the exact same today if he gets this. He won't, so that'll be 2 goals, 3 or 4. There's Wiley. Gets it out. Baker Smith from behind. Dylan sat in front. Got the hand pass away. Bailey got him. .28 it is. 15, nearly 16 minutes gone. Bit of respectability back on the scoreboard this final half from Brighton. Dylan, Thompson, boundary line. Hand pass just misfired to Whitney. Now we'll be taking him the Glenorchy sandwich. Good to see the senior guys get around him. Pick him back up. Young ragdolled Dylan out of the way. It's been an intriguing ruck contest. Not too sure he's really won. Smith got dropped as he kicked it. Smith looks a little bit worse for wear. Tried hard all day. He's had a pretty good game as Baker Smith. Dumps a long one down the line. Williams from the side of the fist. So lethargic end of this game. Respectability back on the scoreboard from Brighton. Simpson. Again, the boundary line beats everyone. Of course, stick around for either the NWFL or you can watch the NWFL and then head over to the SFL Women's at 4 p.m. We'll be in the commentary box with you, driving you through that. First, third clash. Thompson. 3 Brighton Robins jumpers around that. Tap down by Young. Arnold coming through with speed. Wrapped up swiftly. Young. Arnold. High one inside forward 50. It's spiralling. It's trickled through behinds. As Waller comes out of defence, he hasn't stopped trying. Kick was intercepted though from Roberts. Roberts, kick was cut off from Whitney, went the double fist amongst, just upended himself, spun out of trouble for Malone. Waller, kick got intercepted. Nicholson gets it on the left boot, right to the top of the goal square. A dangerous area for Baker Smith, who finally is going to search to get his first on the scoreboard. Not happy with the umpire's call to come around. Finally goes around. Oh, it's touched as well. That's disappointing. I'd already penciled him in for a goal. Usually 99 out of 100 times you get that, but just a bit too close to the man on the mark. Kieran Howlett. Umpire getting a bit agitated now. Howlett streaming out. Coming through was Gunther. Toe poked it over the top to Josh Arnold. Captain and coach combining. 30 points it is. Arnold hasn't hit the scoreboard yet today or this year in terms of goals. This one with a big bomb from Josh Arnold. Getting around the coach. He gets in on the act. It's been all black and white today. It's been good in patches from Brighton. Definitely a lot more respectability on this game today, but ultimately Glenorchy too good. Back into the centre of the ground. 36 at the moment. Dillon with a tap down. Again, streaming away. Picks up Hayden. Hayden, and now to Lamb. Kicking's been a difficult task today for Max Lamb. He's kicked 2, but it's more the misses that will probably stand out amongst the rest. To cut it back down to 30. That one looks like a okay kick, but in the end it wasn't so much. 3 last quarter goals, 2-1 in favour of Brighton, so they've won the quarter. Wiley, no pressure whatsoever because he's stringed out a fullback. Young with the mark. Howlett. That's a beautiful kick and nicely weighted to Tremaine, who's going for goal and finish his hard work off with a goal. He's been superb today, Jack Tremaine, that's for sure. We're going out to Lewis Johnson, who he hasn't stopped fighting all day. He wants it to hook back, it's not. Nearly hit one of those poor kids on the noggin there. Gunther. Little sidestep from Manson. Beautifully weighted kick to Alomes. Alomes further afield, and nice use of the body from Arnold. He can waltz in, or he can put it to the top for Jake Beams. Unselfish from Arnold. That really does show what kind of character he is. Evans Fletcher. Tremaine at ground level. Monks. Evans Fletcher just had to get it out of there. Dillon. Young. Nuss. And Howlett. Lewis Johnston. Kieran Howlett. Gardner has been good today. Kick out wide to Whitney. Whitney. Back to Gardner. Gardner to a teammate in Tremaine, who went for the fly. Nuss. Dillon went with a fist, could have marked it in the end if he wanted to. Going out of trouble was Evans Fletcher. Simpson. Manson. Dying stages of this one. Jenkins off to Barwick. Getting upended. It's Arnold. Further afield now to Jake Beams. 3 goals for him. Good vision in finds Baker. Baker Smith now looking for the first. Across the face. Goal. As the siren sounds, it was all Glenorchy from the start. A 35-point win against a trying Brighton side who will lose no followers over that. It was a swift game. Jake Beams was influential as ever. Glenorchy come away with a victory. 12-15-87 to 7-10-52. 35 points it is at the end of the ball game. Brighton certainly losing no admirers after that. They were gallant, more respectability on the scoreboard. They won the quarter, but inevitably, unfortunately, not going on to secure the game. It's a 35-point win to Glenorchy. Bo Downham is my name. It's been a pleasure to bring this one to you live from KG5. I'll have to go skedaddle over to North Hobart. We'll see you at 4 o'clock, but 35-point win going the way of Glenorchy. Best on ground, I'm probably going to say Darcy Gardner was very influential for mine. Even though they didn't get the win, he was a very handy proposition. So full time here from Glenorchy. As clouds start to fall here on KG5. A 35-point win to Glenorchy. Bo Downham in the commentary box. We'll see you next week. Bye for now. Battled hard, good ruckman. We've got a lot of pieces of the puzzle at the moment to Brighton. Just got to somehow bought the kicking shoes today. And it does get there, but the kicking shoes were certainly not in full flight. Max Lamb. He's had a good day today, Callum Thompson. Nearly finished. And with another check side kick. He's kicked two, the exact same today if he gets this. He won't, so that'll be 2 goals. Arnold. High one inside forward 50. It's spiralling. It's trickled through behind. Finally goes around. Oh, it's touched as well. Or yet today or this year in terms of goals. This one with a big bomb from Josh Arnold. To cut it back down to 30. That one looks like a okay kick, but we're going out to Lewis Johnson, who he hasn't stopped fighting all day. He wants it to hook back, it's not. Nearly hit one of those poor kids on the body from Arnold. He can waltz in, or he can put it to the top for Jake Beams. Unselfish from...